Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Design Cinema, the podcast edition. This is Feng speaking, and beautiful Thursday outside. I hope to make this episode clear about 2 hours my time here to record it for you. I have no idea how long this is, probably over an hour my guess, because it's broadcast. So let's speak freely and relax, just pretend we're in the classroom here, and just randomly speak a bunch of things related to this episode. No video. Hopefully try to make it interesting as possible for you guys. I've never done a podcast before ever, so this is gonna be an experiment for all of us here. So I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for any kind of mishap or coughing and so forth, because I try not to edit it too much. I just make it raw as possible so you guys have a true sense of what it's like just have a conversation. So alright. Let's jump into this episode. And by the way, I'm gonna speak a lot slower here because there's no video. Let's make sure the audio is nice and clear for everyone to hear. And speaking slowly actually is a challenge for me. I'm so used to speaking at a really fast rate, so I had to constantly remind myself to slow it down, breathe, relax, so you guys don't miss anything I'm gonna say here. Alright, so for the first episode, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the concept design industry, because we got a lot of students that are in the show. Of course we have a lot of professionals as well, but I think we have a lot of students who are trying to make a way to the concept design industry. But yeah, at the same time the industry is quite hidden. Now with the internet and Facebook, all these kind of things on the art side and on the post, you see a little bit exposed than before, but that exposure sometimes it's not entirely 100% either. Excuse me. So what I want to do about this episode is talk about a few things. Number one, a little brief history of the concept design industry in terms of, from my point of view, how I see it change and grow. Then I'm gonna head into how do you actually get in, what are the chances, what are the odds, what are you actually prepared for, and what are you actually do, right? So I'm going to a section which, if you actually get in such concept area, what do you do every day, and thirdly, what you prepare for in terms of portfolio, or even things like what do you work in the meantime to get yourself ready for this business. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about history. What leads to this episode? Why I'm starting this school in 2009. Most of the students who apply to our school had a pretty good understanding of what the concept art was. They have done their research, they have other books, they have research on the internet, and got a good idea of what they are heading into, right? So we don't have to worry about them. Okay, you get it, you're here, you know what this business is about, you know the odds, you know what we do every day. Perfect. And now come today, 7 years later, we started to get a small percentage of the students who applied who had absolutely no idea of what this industry actually is about. I count about maybe 10% of students who applied just absolutely no idea what this is all about. But yeah, they want to pursue this. In my opinion, it's an extremely difficult job or career path, so they had to ask what leads them to do this. And I actually think this had to do with the popularity of video games as well as film in the past 10 years. Flashback to 1990s or even early 2000s, before YouTube came along, before social media became a giant enormous thing that's taken over our life now. So video games and films are quite underexplored in terms of pre-production, in terms of what's going on behind the scenes. And also, especially in video game size, you will be seen as a very nerdy business to be in. If you tell your friends you're working at a video game at present, you automatically get assumption that you're a big nerd or geek or things like that. And it just wasn't very cool to be in gaming. And then somewhere in 2010, 2011, where there's loads of video games that got released, for example, Skyrim and Fallout, on this game that received a lot of attention on the internet, and that brought the game industry to mainstream. Yeah, I think it did. Just pause for a moment. Let's bring some water right now. Actually, expect to learn, it's pretty good. Today is 24 September 2023, and It's been a long time we didn't do recording like this, so let's jump right in. Oh, hey, right? Oh, let's do it. That's one more time. All right. Excuse me. What?